Biggendon Primary School. This is my area. Always a bit nervous the first day after the weekend. 11 minutes till showtime. The kids loved the show. They just loved it. They wanted to help me pack up. They had so many questions, signed so many autographs. Could almost not get out of the school. Just a lovely bunch of kids. And the surface, it was weird. It had some weird paint on it, so it was kind of slippery. I had to be really careful. When I first came bursting in, I nearly slipped off. And it's so good. I'm not worried about getting on the handlebar. Didn't get up there before the show, and my feet sort of came close, and I thought, oh, that's good enough. And then in the show, I went to get up and went, oh, and try. I went, oh. I was like, no, I got this, and did it. And it was awesome. They loved it. So travelling for an hour now to the next school. And I've got an hour and a half before I need to be there. I've got my bananas. Now this is the third time I've been in this area. Those mysterious holes, or whatever they're called, are just back up there. And I've gone past those 3 times. The school has an outside area, and I thought I would go there, but it's a bit windy. And they said, well, use the hall. I said, oh, can I have a look at it? I love the halls. Hopefully the floor's not too slippery. But it's this delightful little hall, especially with little schools like this. One thing I always wonder is if I should use both PA speakers or just one. So I've got about 65-ish kids, but I'm decided to use both speakers because part of what I'm trying to do for the kids is it's the theatricalness of the actual show. This will be the same show that I do in a city, and I want the kids to experience the same show as I do in the city. And even though I'm not doing a stage show as such, I'm still wanting to give them a version of the big speakers, good sound, and good production values as much as I can in a little tiny touring school show. Not too long ago, Mick Pennar over in Ireland commented, and he was asking how I actually book the shows and what's involved with that. And that just got me thinking about booking the show. And I told him I've gotten in with an agent that sells school shows, and they plan the tour, and I just need to get myself there and do the show. So no accommodation or travel is covered. I've got to cover all of that myself, and I'm paid per student. So if there's a school, say, with 300 kids, but they want 2 shows, and another school with 300 kids that want 1 show, I'll get paid the same amount regardless of if I do 2 shows or 1 show, which I'm not a big fan of, but sometimes that's just what it is, and you've got to deal with what you've got to deal with. I'd much prefer not to do 2 shows. And it also got me thinking about people that perform BMX tricks and what they do and the tricks that you see them doing. And quite often, well, I've noticed it anyway, the people that are performing generally are doing the old school sort of 80s tricks even. You've got the Nuri stand where you lie on the handlebars on your chest and you lift your feet up in the air and do that trick with hopping on the front wheel, spinning the back of the bike around and around. I know I've mentioned it before about sustainability, and you practice on your tricks, you practice to a level up here, but the tricks in the show are at a level down here. And it's happened a number of times on this tour where the performance area might be on a slope, or it's very uneven, or there's lots of cracks in the concrete, or you're performing on carpet, or you're performing on fake grass, or you're performing on not cobblestones, pavers. And you've got to be able to do what you do at such a level to be able to do that, and to be able to do it again that afternoon, say, and again the next morning, and again the next afternoon, and again and again and again and again. and again. I know that the tricks I do are up there with the competition pros. I know that, and I'm always the first to admit it. But part of performing as well is to... Oh no, what have I done? Is to be able to do it again and again. Got it. So it's to be able to do it again and again and again, and again and again and again, on surfaces that may not be very good. When Mick asked me, or when I was mentioning this to Mick, it really became apparent how important it is to be able to do your trick first go with no practice on a really bad surface. And that's when it became apparent to me, when I did the show for that tiny school with only like 12 kids there. And I asked the teacher, oh, is there anywhere else? And there was this other stage, and I had to go on the stage, and it's like, it could work on the stage. And the stage is a much better surface. It would have meant that the kids were sitting in the sun, or they had to put up some shade tents, and it's like, nah, it's too much. Just want the audience to be comfortable. So did it on the fake grass, and it's like, fake grass. And I tried to do a wheelie, and I went right around the outside. I'm not sure if you've ever tried to do tricks on carpet or fake grass, but the little fibres, they squish to the side. So you want to roll that way, but they're squishing that way, which is forcing you to roll that side. And it's just really tricky. And it was the second show of the day. I was like, and it was the last show of the week. So I'm like, okay, I've got to do this. As it turned out, the tricks were okay. Like, I couldn't speed up doing the wheelie around, doing the hang as well, because it's fake grass. You don't roll very well either. So doing the hang 5, I was nervous about that. I was nervous about the upside down trick, the hitchhiker. I was nervous about standing on the handlebars, and it was just fine. It was totally fine, which has led me to another thing where, for whatever reason, the show earlier today, like, I'm here now, and I don't feel wrecked, I don't feel wasted. And I don't know if that's because of the temperature. It's what, 24? Oh, it's 26 degrees now. But the humidity isn't anywhere near what it was like up in Cairns. So the humidity is not so bad. It's like usually the first show of the week, I get quite nervous because I haven't ridden for two days. I didn't really do anything. I spent most of the weekend just going, just really taking it easy because I was exhausted. So always nervous before that first show, especially today, when I had 10 minutes before the show started, when I got on the bike, and I probably spent about 5 minutes going over a few things. It struck me that I wasn't freaking out about the show or about this show. Again, I don't know if I'm getting better at the sustainability side of things, or I'm getting better at the tricks, or I'm relaxing a lot more. One of the things with this show is the audience have got some clue of what you do, because most people have ridden a bike. Generally, circus shows and stuff, the audience doesn't know what it's like to juggle 5 clubs, or to hang upside down, or swing on a trapeze, or stand up on the handlebars of your bike. So they need to relate to you. You need to be open and honest, and they need to relate to you on stage. One thing I've always tried to teach people when I was teaching circus tricks is you should be so comfortable on stage that it's almost like you're as comfortable as walking into your own lounge room. Like, you're as comfortable as walking into your friend's house and saying hello, or you're as comfortable as walking into getting into your car. Or you need to be that comfortable in front of all those people that are watching you. And it took me years and years to learn to be this comfortable. When I first started performing, I used to get so stressed out about doing the shows because I was so nervous and so worried that I wouldn't be good enough. I was just so worried I wouldn't be good enough, and it really got to me. It really stressed me out. However, once I was there doing the show, I was fine. I was having fun, I was playing. There was always that bit before the show that always would get stressed out. It took me doing show after show after show with the circus to like five years of doing that, to be able to relax and to go, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I know whatever it is, it's going to be all right. Actually, it's going to be pretty good and people will enjoy themselves and have a good time. And it's this being able to relax and just have no idea what you're going to do, but you've got this bank of experience, this bank of skills, this huge amount of skills and experience that you can draw on. So if something happens like this, you know that if you do something along these lines, it'll be funny, or you know their potential reactions, so you know what you can do to elicit those responses, which is something that just has taken years to learn and years to understand. And I relate it to photography as well. Quite often I used to stress out going, what if the pictures are crap? What if they're just rubbish, they're crap? What if it doesn't work? What if? But then to just go, I've got no idea what's going to happen, but I know what photos I take. I know the photos that I like to take, and I know that there's going to be some good ones, and there are always some amazing ones. Everything's kind of the same. It takes a while, but you get to this point where you can relax. You're not quite sure how it's going to work out, but you know that it's going to be okay. This whole thing of being able to do what you do, and you make it look efficient. You make it look, and you make it look efficient. You make it look efficient. Jeez. Part of the skill is making it look effortless, but there's so much work that's gone into making it look effortless. I'm in a position now where I can enjoy it. If you want to do the school shows, make sure you've got a rocking show. Make sure you look good, you've got good photos, you've got good videos, it's appealing, and then people will want to buy your show. And a shout out to Mick over in Ireland who's doing some awesome stuff. I better get a move on because... no, I don't. I can just chill.